Welcome to my channel. This is A Square Maths Made Easy Academy. Now welcome back. In my today's video, I'm going to teach you the difference between differentiation and integration. Most times a lot of students find it difficult to know which one is differentiation, which one is integration. Now the one I want to teach you today is based on some particular functions. I just want you to watch and see exactly what I'm about to do now. Now I want you to watch this. Now we're looking at this. Look up. Difference between differentiation and integration of some functions. Now this is a table. Now these are what we call functions. This is differentiation, or we call it dy dx. This is integration, or you call it y. Now let's start with the first one. Watch this. Now the first one says, anytime you are asked to differentiate sine x, please don't forget that the answer is always cos x. Always what? Cos x. Are you with me now? I say sine x, the answer is cos x. Then let's go for integration of sine x. If you are asked to integrate sine x, now the answer is minus cos x plus c. Can you see the difference between differentiation and integration? But what if there is another value added to the x now, which is a coefficient? Here the coefficient of x, x is a here. So we have sine of ax, and they ask you to differentiate. How do you do it? I want you to watch. It is very simple. Look up. If you are given sine ax like this, now the first thing you are going to do is to differentiate ax. Then how? This is ax invisible 1, which is the power. And the rule of differentiation says use the power to multiply the base. I will now say 1 times a will give me a x. Are you with me? Followed by that power 1, then introduce minus 1 according to the law of differentiation. Now if you continue, it will give you ax raised to the power of 0. How? 1 minus 1 should give you 0. Then can you now agree with me that anything raised to the power of 0 according to the law of indices is always 1? I will now say a times 1 will give you a. Are you there? Then after that, you now differentiate sine. Sine is cos. I will now put down cos. Next is to repeat this value inside the bracket. And what is the value? Ax. And that is the final answer. So which means if I'm to differentiate sine ax, the first thing I'm going to do is to differentiate ax. It will give me a. Then the next thing is to differentiate sine. Sine is cos. Then repeat the function. What is the function? Ax. And that is the final answer. Can you see the difference now? Then, but on coming to integration, you have to be very, very careful. You know, if you are asked to integrate sine, what that comes first is minus. Then followed by what? Cos, because integration of sine is minus cos. Then repeat the function. What is the function? X. Are you with me now? Now this time around, we are going to introduce all over and finally differentiate ax. If you differentiate ax, what will it give you? A. So which means this a will appear at the denominator. I will now say plus c. Can you see the difference between differentiation and integration under sine ax? Do you understand? So which means if you are asked to differentiate sine ax, the answer is a cos ax. Then if you are asked to integrate sine ax, the answer is minus cos ax over this very particular a. How comes about it is because we differentiated ax to give us a. Do you understand? So another way of writing this, I can say minus 1 over a is still the same thing, followed by cos ax plus c. Are you with me now? So it is still the same thing. So I am done with this. So can we now move to the next one? The next one is cos. Now, how do we differentiate cos x? Anytime you are asked to differentiate cos x, the answer is minus sine x. Are you with me now? Then can we now look at how to integrate cos x? Now I want you to understand this. When you are integrating cos x, the answer is just sine x. Then put plus what? C. Can you see the difference between these two now? The derivative of cos x is minus sine what? X. But the integral of sine cos x is what? Sine x plus c. Can you observe the difference? But what if something is being added now, like cos ax? Remember, as usual. But the first thing that comes to your mind is, since it is cos, I want to differentiate cos, minus will come first. Then the next thing is to differentiate ax. I have taught you how to do that. And what is the answer? A. Then differentiate cos. Cos is what? Sine. Then repeat the function. What is the function? Ax. And that is the final word answer. Then can we move on how to integrate cos what? Ax. Now you should know that if you are integrating what? Cos will give you sine. So which means I will now write sine ax. Are you with me? Then divided by differentiate ax, it will give you what? A. Finally plus what? C. Do you understand? Then which means now if I'm to integrate this now, or another way of writing it is 1 over a followed by sine what? Ax. Are you with me? So that is all. Can we move to the next one now? The next one is, how do we integrate what? Tan what? Differentiate tan x. We're looking for tan x now. Now look up. Anytime you are asked to differentiate tan x, the answer is sec square x. What did I say? Sec square what? X. So which means the derivative of tan x differentiation is sec square what? X. Then let's talk about integration. I want you to be careful. How do we integrate tan x? Look up. You know this is a symbol of integration, right? I'm having the word tan what? X under what? Dx. By the law of integration, trigonometry, do you know that tan x is same thing as saying sine what? X. Then all over what? Cos x. Then dx. Are you with me? Now, if you observe this question critically, it has given us to what we call quotient integral. What did I say? Quotient integral. And what is the rule of quotient integral? Look up. Differentiate the denominator. The denominator here is cos x, right? If you differentiate cos x, it will give you minus sine what? X. Can you now see that the result of it, which is sine x, will cancel the numerator, which is sine what? X. So what am I going to do? I will factor minus outside the integral. Then if you integrate it now, since you have known it, the answer now is ln of the denominator. So ln of cos what? X plus what? C. And that is the final what? Answer. Do you understand now? That is the secret. So which means if I'm to integrate tan x, what is the answer? Minus ln of what? Cos x plus what? C. Or I can say, if I can't write it like this, I want you to watch. You can now call it log cos what? X exponential. Because ln means what? Exponential. This is minus. Are you with me? Cos what? X plus what? C. It is still the same thing. Then can we move on to the derivative of tan ax? Something has been added here. How do we differentiate tan what? Ax. Remember, the law is to differentiate ax. What will it give you? A, right? Then this thing is to differentiate tan. Tan is sec squared. Tan is what? Sec squared. Then repeat the function. What is the function? Ax. And that is the final answer. Then let's move to how to integrate what? Tan a what? X. You already know that if I'm to integrate tan is minus ln of cos. Are you with me? What is the function? The function is bracket a what? X. Divided by, or you differentiate ax, what will it give you? A. Am I communicating? Then plus what? C. And that is the final answer. Can you see the difference between the differentiation of tan x and the integration of tan what? X. This is the difference. Have I made myself clear? If I cannot write it like this, look up. I can still appreciate it and say, or minus log of what? Cos of a what? X. Exponential, then plus what? C. That is all. Then the last of it all for today, which I want you to watch, is this. How do we, this is called exponential function. What did I say? Exponential what? Function. Now the law is, if you are asked to differentiate expo, Expo is still what? Expo. There is no change. Do you understand now? Differentiate exponential x. What is the answer? Exponential x, and there is no word change. Now the next thing we are going to do is, how do we integrate exponential x? Look up now. If you are asked to integrate exponential x, is still the x is still the same thing as exponential what? X. Expo is expo. I will now write exponential x, but the only difference is plus c, which is the arbitrary word constant. I am done with this. Then the next one is this. There is an extension or a number that is attached to x. And what is it now? A. Then how do we differentiate exponential ax? The first thing we are going to do is to differentiate ax. It will give us a. Are you with me now? Then lastly is to repeat the question. The question is exponential what? Ax. Do you understand? That is a derivative. But when it comes to integration of this, it is different thing. The law is just repeat the question. What is the question? Exponential what? Ax. Then divide. At the end, we differentiate ax. It will give us what? A. Then finally put plus what? C. Or we can now call it the coefficient of expo here is 1 all over what? A. Then exponential what? Ax plus what? C. Now these are the basic concepts that you need to know as far as differentiation and integration is what concerned. I want you to master it. See you in my next video. Please, this is A Square Maths Made Easy Academy. Thank you.